نحن عادة الواجب هن الزكاة والخمس والنفقة الواجبة، يعني الزوج له عليه أن ينفق على زوجه مثلا أو على أبيه، أنت ومالك لأبيك في الحديث الصحيح. يعني في عندنا زكاة بتتنوع، منها زكاة معروفة يعني زكاة مثلا غلات الأربعة، زكاة الفطرة. في عندنا مسألة الخمس، تكلمنا عن الخمس بالأيام السابقة. فهول الواجب. هلأ مصارفهم كلام آخر، هذه أشهر يعني الواجبات على الإنسان. في بعض الأحيان بعض بيستشكل إنه I'm sorry I'm talking in Arabic يعني. Zakat, we have in Islam zakat, we have in our school of thought, the school of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam, we have places and situations where you have to give out money. Sometimes it is mustahab, like a charity. It's mustahab. You see a poor person, you give him money out of your pocket because you feel he deserves it. Sometimes it is because of kafara. You swear and you were lying in your swearing. That oath was not, legitimate one. So here, legitimate one, I'm saying as what? As, doing something haram, opposite to your oath. Like saying, Wallahi. Halla, in Lebanese way, if you say Wallah, this is not, legitimate. It's not accepted. What's accepted when you say Wallahi, if you, let's say, you put your hand on the Quran, say, by this Quran, this is not something you have to pay. Yeah, a person who does that and he does not stick to it, he's a liar. He's not adil. I cannot, accept his statement later on. And not being adil is a big deal in Islam, being just. So, but does he have to pay kafara? No. He does not have to pay kafara. When you should pay kafara, or you must pay kafara, when you say Wallahi and you mean it, under certain circumstances. Now, another wajib, kafara, for instance, and this would be like feeding, 10 poor people, or, clothing them. So it's another, big difference here. Or, during Shahr Ramadan, on purpose, someone breaks his fast. Okay, you have to pay kafara, feeding 60 poor believers. Or I was sick, I could not make it up, that fasting I missed, I could not make them up for the rest of the year. All of a sudden, Shahr Ramadan shows up, another one shows up. Here, you pay fidya. Or a person is always sick, he cannot fast. He pays fidya, which is feeding, one person, poor believer per day, you miss. So those are what we know. Another thing, we have zakat. Zakat is you pay certain amount once your certain asset reach a certain amount. Certain asset like الغلات الأربعة, as we know in fiqh. Or some scholars, they say even the money you have to pay zakat on. Okay? Which is way less than khumus. Some scholars, they say no, this is if the money were to be made out of gold or silver. Another to that, we have zakat al-fitra. Also, we have khumus, and just name it. Those are some of the ways you have, or you are the head of the house. You are the husband. You have to spend money on your kids, on your wife. You tell me my wife is working. That's not your business. Okay? If you guys agree together that, hey, I'm going to be working and you're going to be working, you have no right to force your wife to pay anything in the house when it comes to utilities or, food, for the family, and just name it. That's her money. If she wants to spend them, that's good. It's up to her. If not, you cannot force her. You cannot say, you know what, I'll pay for the mortgage, you pay for utilities. That money is her. Okay? This is in general. Now I have some questions here. The first question I got regarding al-marja'. If my marja' is passed away, what should I do in this situation? Can I continue following him? Well, the way I usually explain it, let's say you used to go to a certain doctor, your primary doctor. Allah, if you don't have Medicaid, Medicare, health insurance problem, different story. Okay? So you go to a doctor. If that doctor prescribed for you a medication, while you are taking that medication, that doctor passed away. What do? Take that prescription and put it in the garbage? Still valid. But I want now a refill. It's RX. What should I do? You cannot send him text message. He is in the hereafter, in barzakh. Before hereafter. He's in barzakh. Well, what should I do? I need a refill. So what do? You go to a current good doctor. If that doctor, current one, living one, tells you, yeah, it is fine, sign it and get the same prescription, you continue. If not, say, no, I have different solution for you. Then you go with that new doctor. What about following a scholar? If that scholar is deceased, you ask a living marja'. If a living marja', jurist, great scholar, says you can refer back to your marja', perfect. You go back to your old refill, prescription. If none of the scholars, none of them says you can go back, you have to follow a living one, then you have to find what? A living scholar. Do we have nowadays scholars that say, yes, you can go back to a deceased marja'? Yeah, one of them is Ayatollah al-Uzma Sayyid Sheikh Nasir Makarim. He said, yeah, you can go back and, follow a deceased one if you used to follow him in those certain rulings. So this is the idea in a nutshell, in a very simplified way. Another question is about at-tawheed. At-tawheed, brothers and sisters, quickly I want to summarize this. We always see people say, we always see some people, let me put it this way, some sick people, okay, claim that the Shia, they are mushrikeen. Why? Oh, they worship sajda, oros, whatever you want to call it, stone. Oh, they worship, that's their God. Ya Habibi, no, it's not right. Yani, if I want to go with your logic, if you have any, if I were to worship a sajda, that small stone, you are worshiping, your shirk is bigger. You are worshiping the carpet. You are worshiping the tile in the mosque. So, why do we make our sujood prostrate on this sajda? You don't have to. You want to pick a stone, you want to pick sand, soil, you want to pick something we do not eat or dress, not edible. Oh, it's fine. Not wearable, it's fine. Why we say that? According to Ahl al-Bayt, according even to Sunni brothers' resources, we have a famous hadith that says, جُعِلَتْ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made earth masjidan wa tahura. Yani a place, earth, soil, sand, it's a place for sujood, and it is tahir. Unless you see najasa, that's a different story now. Okay? So in the time of the Prophet, they used to make sujood on the ground of the mosque. And the ground of the mosque used to be what? Either dirt, sand, or they used to use sa'f al-nakhl. يعني مثل نحن in Lebanese way we say hasiri, ash, hay, whatever you want to call it. So something not edible. We eat the dates, but we do not eat, the leaves of the palms. So they used to make the masjid out of this. They did not have this carpet. And that's one of the reasons they say the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called Al-Imam Ali Abu Turab. What's Abu Turab? Because he used to make sujood and get dirt all over his head. Because the ground was made out of sand. He did not say Abu Turab. He did not say Abu Carpet. Abu Turab. This is what they used to have. And we have so many ahadith from Ahl al-Bayt that, so many ahadith do not allow praying on something that we eat or something that we dress. The carpet is made out, let's say, of wool. That's a problem. Oh, you tell me in certain situation it's very hot. I cannot put my forehead against, very hot marble. That's a different story. I'm talking about in general, solution. We have Al-Imam one time. Also, we have a hadith from Sunnah and Shia. The Prophet used to have a small piece of frog made out of the dried leaves of the palms. Khumra. Small one. Ahl al-Bayt used to have something like that. And it was not made out of clothes. So this is Sunnah the Prophet, Sunnah Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam. We have so many ahadith about it. Now you tell me, Sheikh, so can I make sujood on the grass? Yeah, since you are a human, you don't eat the grass, isn't it? So you can pray on you can do sujood on the grass. Okay? Wallah, if certain food, can I make sujood on wara' anab, those grape leaves? No, you can't, because these are edible by certain people, especially Lebanese. Check. Can I make sujood on something green, but I do not eat, and no one on earth eat? Okay, eats. It's fine. So now the question would be, so why this sajda? Why do we have this sajda? Why? Ya Habibi, this was not in the time of Ahl al-Bayt. In the time of Ahl al-Bayt, they did not have this sajda. It was invented later on because it is a cheap solution. I know the Prophet used, in the time of the Prophet, people used to pray on the khumra made out of the saf al-nakhil, dried leaves of the palm. I don't have this. Next option is to prostrate on the sand. And imagine carpet, $30,000. Everyone brings some sand and put it in the carpet. You think this is something tahir or clean? I mean, tahir, it says tahir inshallah, but I'm talking about the clean in rich in social way. Society would say this is a dirty mosque. Imagine I come in, it's like going to the coast and made out of sand. Your car will be full of sand, your house, your clothes. So what's the solution? The solution, we invented this. Allah b'talli, Sheikh, why don't you use a marble? Okay, Habibi, if you can buy us some marble pieces, I'm fine. Go get them, cut them in a nice way and bring them. Less bacteria and less germs. No problem. Can I make sujood on a paper? Yeah, because paper is not made out of, cotton or whatever. That's the whole story. Why are you complicating it? That's one thing. Secondly, another question quickly, and here I conclude. You Shia, do you really have the same Quran? I had a Sunni brother came to my office, and the first thing he did, he took the Quran and he started searching the Quran. I said, is there something wrong? Are you searching for certain ayah? Because I have good AI, He said, no, but I just want to make sure your Quran is the same. Ya Habibi, it is the same. I got him several copies. This is edition in Damascus. This is edition in Qom. This is edition in Saudi Arabia. I said, take your time, and you want to take them home? Take them home. If you find any problem, let me know. This is the Quran we believe in. All Muslims believe in. Sunnah and Shia we believe in. We have so many ahadith that more than 18 hadith that says anything contradicts Quran, you throw it away. We don't have this many ahadith in Sunni brothers' school of thought. I'm saying more than 18 hadith narrations, some of it Sahih al-Sanad, that says anything contradicts Quran, you throw it away. So what's our reference point? Quran. That means it's a valid Quran. And then we have hadith from the Imam, اقرأوا كما يقرأ الناس, the way the people recite Quran, I mean the majority. We hadith Sahih al-Sanad from Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam said, قد أقاموا حدوده وضيعوا قد أقاموا حروفه وضيعوا حدوده. Yes, this is the legitimate Quran, but people change its meaning. And it's a big subject now. I don't have time to fully, cover everything. Another thing is ahadith, so many ahadith in Al-Kafi and other places showing us the fadl of reciting Quran every, let's say, day, 50 ayah. We don't have any hadith, do not recite this because it could be wrong. We don't have this. If it were to be something wrong, you will find a hadith, don't say that and say this. It will be more selective. So this is, brother and sister, what I want to conclude. What's the story behind this? Sometimes we have questions because really some people, they do not know, which I respect. الناس أعداء ما جاهلون. When you do not know, you start categorizing people because of certain background. But what's happening nowadays, we have a group of people do not belong to Islam trying to damage our unity under the name of different school of thought or different opinion or different sects. Any scholar, any person, any entity, any advertisement, any social media that teaches us to hate others, to spread hate, to put others down, to create a problem among Muslims, that does not belong to Islam and does not belong to the school of Muhammad wa ali Muhammad alayhi salam. Ahl al-Bayt were so clear about it. Al-Muslim akhul Muslim. Muslims are brothers. We differ in details. We differ here and there. But we show respect. We should show respect not just to Muslims, even to non-Muslims. Do not put down the kafir because they will put your sacred, symbolic things down as well. Do not make people overreact. Our job, and that's what Imam Ali alayhi salam taught us, and what that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam taught us, and that what the Quran taught us. The Quran says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Be one unit. Diversity is not a weakness. And there is big difference between diversity and hate. Diversity and putting people down. Diversity and degrading others. We, the followers of Ahl al-Bayt, our hands are open to build bridges, to help others, to be one nation, one community, under the name of La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, and under the love and loyalty of Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin alayhim salam. And here I conclude, among all Muslims, Sunnah and Shia, every Muslim has to love Ahl al-Bayt. And if a person does not love Ahl al-Bayt, he is not Sunni, he is not Shi'i. And the hadith and the ahadith about it a lot, but we conclude with the hadith that everybody knows, and it is very famous and mutawatir. إني تارك فيكم الثقلين كتاب الله وعترتي أهل بيتي. This is authentic hadith among Shia and also authentic hadith among Sunni, and it is hadith mutawatir, and by that we prove to others that we believe in this book, and we believe to the people who are responsible about teaching us this book. وعترتي أهل بيتي. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم، وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله أعمالنا وأعمالكم، وثبتنا الله على ولاية محمد وآل محمد. الفاتحة لأرواح موتانا جميعا، تسبقها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.